We'll just begin with an overview, reading the Teichen HaInyanim, the overview of the Maimah we just concluded. So this is just for purposes of just remembering a little bit and tying it all together. So the one pasuk says, "L'tfunos ein mispar." To his understanding, there's no number, which implies relationship with numbers. So what are we referring to? This is the Gdula that manifests from the life force. This is the endless life force that the Eibishter manifests and expresses and invests in creation. So this is in creation, and it's numberless in creation. But this is all to begin with, that chayas, that life force that's invested in creation, which is merely the merest glimmer of the divine. Now, it's neshamas down here that reveal that. Neshamas, Eden acknowledging, Jews acknowledging the Creator, reveal the Creator within creation. And a Creator is by definition related to creation. That's what creators do, they create. Then there's a higher level. There is no fathoming his wisdom. So this is the essential greatness, not creator, beyond creator, that's completely incomparable to the divine energy invested in creation, notwithstanding that is beyond number and beyond limit. And who reveals this essential level of the divine? That's the neshama, the way it is above. He goes on to talk about the two levels of Eved. The Eved, the servant, who does the menial tasks, which the master wouldn't do. And what is that? That parallels the Avodah of Kabbalah soil, accepting the yoke of heaven, done dryly. And that parallels the lowest level, the first one we identified now, and that is the divine level invested within creation, the lower level. But then there's the Eved, which parallels the Neshama above, who does the kind of work that the master himself would do. That's Valachta B'drachav. And what Avodah is that? That's the Avodah of Torah mitzvahs, which is done with understanding and feeling and so on. Not Kabbalah's oil. He's inspired. And that he connects to and reveals Elikos, which is higher than the world, the level of Ein Chekel L'Tvanaseh. Nonetheless, there's a Maila in the second Eved, whose Avodah is merely with Kabbalah's oil, compelling himself, as it were, accepting the yoke. Because this is a madrega that is, on the one hand, even though he's lower than, he identified a new level here, the Avodah of davening, of tzedakah, that the Jew cries out in davening because he feels the concealment and he seeks to overcome it. This level does not feel this. This level of Eved does not feel. It's not holding by the Avodah HaTfilah, as we just described it, and certainly not by Avodah HaTorah mitzvahs as we described it, which is not just understanding and learning, but feeling and simcha, tainug, Avodah HaTzadikim, as he said. Nonetheless, and moreover, what's this person's makif? This person's matzav, rather, his state is the makif of klippa, as we explained yesterday, as opposed to the primis of klippa. Not that he has a problem, he is the problem, and therefore the answer to this is only Kabbalah's oil. And Kabbalah's oil, he says, connected dafka with Moishe Rabbeinu, who is the Eitzah, because he involves the Makif, the Kedusha. Makif, the Kedusha means not that he does Kedusha, means he is Kedusha. So, since the Yidden were not just doing bad, but in Bura, as Aaron said to Moshe, so therefore, connected to Moshe, and the manifestation, or the expression of being connected to Moshe is Kabbalah's oil. And Kabbalah's oil connects with the Makib of Kedusha, as we explained at length, because why is he doing it? Because he's a Yid, and it draws on the Yechidah. And that answers all the questions that were raised at the beginning of the Maimar. On the one hand, that Kim, the Yid, is Milsa Zutrisa, it's a small matter, and yet he goes on to ask everything. And that's because if he touched the Yechidah, it doesn't lead to everything in the end. In the end of it, as we explained yesterday in the previous year with illustrations, and examples. If there's that nekuda, then it will manifest in all of the details and demanded in the pasuk that flow from there. And that's also Dirshu Hashem b'motzai, the seemingly externally contradiction between the Alter Rebbe's Pirish and the Pirish Gemara. The Pirish Gemara kan b'yochid is less than, the Alter Rebbe's Pirish kan b'yochid is more than, because it's what? It is Yechida. The less than is, in fact, the Kabbalah soil. That is less than, but if it's in a way of Kabbalah soil, Mamish, and Yechida, Mesiras Nefesh, even a one Nekuda, even though it's only behavioral and there's no inspiration whatsoever, nonetheless, that will lead then to the Kan B'Yochid in the most virtuous sense, which the Alter Rebbe is saying, the Gila Yechida, which will permeate the Tzibur, the 10 faculties of the soul. That is an overview of the mind. Now we're going